sure when that will be available.
We want to let you know that the Springfield-Greene County Health Department will be holding a press briefing later today. It's happening at 10 o'clock this morning and will address the next steps in the city's Road to Recovery plan. We're going to be carrying this for you on the air today and also streaming online, so you have multiple ways to be able to watch.
Masks will be required in St. Louis starting tomorrow. All citizens are required to wear a face mask or covering at all times when indoors and also outside when social distancing is not possible. The requirement applies to everyone over the age of 9, and there will be limited exceptions to the order for certain circumstances and health conditions.
All along we have done this. We have taken a scientific approach. And today, once again, we are saying to you right before this holiday weekend, wear a mask.
Officials say the mandate is to fight the spread of COVID-19 and save lives while not rolling back business restrictions or having to issue another stay-at-home order.
But you likely won't be seeing a statewide mask mandate for now. Governor Mike Parson says he does not plan to issue one for Missouri.
But I think trying to mandate a mask for the state of Missouri is not a good thing at this point. You know, people's got to. You don't need government to tell you to wear a mask. I mean, everybody knows the risks, knows the details. If you feel comfortable wearing a mask, you should wear a mask. And I say that every day in my press briefings for the safety of that issue. But I don't think it's government's place to force people to wear a mask. I don't.
With the holiday weekend just days away, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson is concerned people could let their guard down now that there has been some more positive news in that state with cases trending downward.
How do you balance, well, we had a good day, and so people say, well, cases are going down, so let's go out and everything's fine. That's not the case. Hopefully, Arkansans are getting the message that it is consistency in disciplined behavior, in social distancing, and in wearing masks as a part of that.
Arkansas testing numbers for the month of June topped 180,000, which was the goal for the month of July.
Also in Arkansas, recent health concerns cause another charity event postponement. The 2020 Steel Horse Rally was already postponed from May to the fall. Now it's been delayed even further to 2021. The Board of Directors voted unanimously to postpone the rally because of the drastic increase in cases in the state.
It was a devastating choice to have to make. It's one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to put before the board. It's just a stark reminder to everybody that we really got to, wash our hands, do our social distancing, and all that. And if you didn't take it seriously before, you really need to take it seriously now.
The motorcycle rally is now scheduled to return to Fort Smith next May.
New this morning, two friends say they've created a way to help families de-stress during these current times. Nigel McDonald met with them over Zoom and joins us now live in the studio to tell us exactly what they're doing. Good morning, Nigel.
Well, good morning, Jen. Creatives Mike Farrell and Jacob Horn are co-authors of a new children's book called Lily and Timmy's Super Awesome Incredible COVID-19 B-Day. Now, Farrell and Horn say the idea came after having too much time on their hands during quarantine. The book actually started out as a joke between the two about a couple of kids who wanted to go to Disneyland but couldn't go because of the outbreak. Initially, the story was only going to be for their family and friends. However, they say they realize how helpful something like this could be for all families with children, especially since most kids are dealing with having their daily routines interrupted and might not understand why.
We've had a lot of feedback from parents saying, their children have no idea how to process what's going on right now. And you can explain it as well as you can, but at the end of the day, a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old is not really, they're not going to be able to relate. There's nothing to base. I mean, we can't even relate because this has never happened before. Just give these people a little break and a little laugh and a little, even if it's 30, 40, 45 minutes, like just give them a little break from what's going on,
Well, the book is available on Amazon, and for more information about it and Farrell and Horn, you can visit our website at ozarksfirst.com.
Thank you this morning, Nija. And more local news for you. Students in Springfield are returning to the classroom on Monday for the remainder of the month for the Explore program. SPS is putting in precautionary measures to keep students and staff healthy. The district sent a list of health and wellness guidelines to parents, which includes regulations for classes, meals, transportation, school closures, and more. We've got a complete list for you. It can be found over on ozarksfirst.com.
Public health considerations mean a change in graduation ceremonies at Evangel University. The school will now host a virtual commencement on Saturday, August 15th. Graduates who had planned to take part in the in-person ceremonies will receive their diploma cover in the mail. Students are encouraged to submit photos wearing their graduation attire to the school before August 1st. Graduates are also invited back to take part in the 2021 commencement.
We've got another heat advisory that takes effect out there today as it will be hot and humid. Details on that plus your holiday weekend forecast coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Alisa Rafa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak. And now weather with meteorologist Alisa Rafa, certified by WeatherRate for the most accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
Good morning. We've got some clouds in Branson this morning. It is warm and muggy, 72 degrees out there right now with dew points over 70. Most of us are dry. Pretty much all of us are dry. There are some really tiny showers trying to pop and bubble up this morning. They haven't really been all too successful. There's one over near Mainz, headed just to the south of Houston, but that's about it. They're trying to bubble this morning. They could continue to do that as we head through this morning, and then they would push to the south and west, and that's where you've got a little bit more in the way of fuel for those storms to grow. So you might have one or two strong or severe storms with damaging winds and large hail, but we're not looking at the organization of the storms like we did yesterday. Yesterday we had that line of storms come in and really kill the heat for us in the afternoon. Doesn't look like that's going to happen out there today. So another heat advisory is in effect. It starts at 1, goes until 8 for Springfield and areas back to the south and west, and that's where you'll have highs in the lower 90s, feeling like 100 to 110 degrees. So wear lightweight, light-colored clothes, drink lots of water, check on the kids, elderly, and pets, and look before you lock. Remember, hot cars have been and can be deadly. Isolated storms out there today, temperatures in the lower 90s. Again, not finding the organization of storms like we did yesterday, but one or two could be on the stronger side. Very muggy, 70s overnight tonight, and then a couple of showers and storms possible tomorrow. This is going to be a healthier storm chance as these storms try to break down that heat a little bit. Highs will be in the middle and upper 80s, which is just a little bit cooler and below heat advisory criteria, because what's happening is that high pressure that's been having us be so hot is retreating back to the south and west. So we'll still be hot through the holiday weekend, just not as extreme, and will be below the heat advisory criteria. So today would be one of the hottest days. We're looking at highs in the lower, or I should say upper 80s to about 90 degrees through the holiday weekend. The heat index won't be as bad through the holiday weekend. Today will be the day with the most dangerous heat index levels, over 100. Then you'll find that heat index in the 90s Friday through the holiday weekend. Still hot, of course, but not meeting that heat advisory criteria. So a healthier storm chance on Friday. We'll have sunshine Saturday and Sunday with highs around 90 degrees. Feeling, of course, a little bit hotter than that with the humidity. For your fireworks forecast, you're looking at things staying dry, warm, and muggy with those temperatures in the 70s and 80s. Here are your holiday headlines. The healthiest storm chance is going to be on Friday. You're mostly sunny, hot, and humid Saturday and Sunday. Isolated storms could still bubble on the heat and humidity of the day Saturday and Sunday, but most of us will be dry. Your fireworks forecast keeps you dry, warm, and muggy through the evening hours. 91 degrees today, maybe an isolated storm. You'll find that heat index over 100. 73 degrees overnight tonight, warm and humid. 89 degrees tomorrow, a healthier storm chance, and the heat not quite as extreme. Sunshine through the holiday weekend, highs around 90 degrees, feeling, of course, even a little bit hotter than that. Just a hot, steamy, and summery stretch.
Sounds good. We've got time for a celebrity birthday. We got a guest play along at home for you, too. Comedic legend up on the board right now, Larry David.
Loves this guy. He loves this guy.
How do you not? He created Seinfeld.
Right.
Does Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's coming back for an 11th season of that. Unbelievable, right?
So you need to guess first, and if you get it wrong, I'm going to ridicule you for the rest of the day.
I'll set the baseline for you, too, because I know the neighborhood, I think. I'm going to go, is he 72?
Oh, how much do you really love Larry David?
He is. Oh, I'm going to say, oh, man.
I'm close. I know I'm close.
73?
I'll go with 70.
Oh, wait, who was it? I love that I got that right and you got it wrong.
Give me a little credit for an assist here. Goodness. All right.
An assist.
Boy, oh boy.
Assist. We also want to say happy birthday to a few of our viewers. Leslie Smith, Riley Robinson, and Deborah Larson. Happy birthday. And as always, thanks for sharing with us. If you want us to announce your birthday or anniversary here on Daybreak, send us an email to birthdays@color10.com.
Sports is up next. We are talking about the NFL preseason news that's expected to come out today and more. Stay with us, everyone.
Now, sports on Color 10 News.
Welcome back, everyone. Major League Baseball still hasn't released its full schedule this season, but the leaks are coming, and reports are out that the Cardinals will open the 2020 season at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates. That'll either happen July 23rd or 24th. One other big move for the Birds, though. The Cardinals are going to Iowa to play the White Sox in the inaugural Field of Dreams game. The game will be at the site where that famous movie was shot. The Sox were supposed to play the New York Yankees there in August, but due to scheduling rules for this year, Chicago has to face a Central Division opponent. So the Redbirds get the call. It's somewhat of a makeup because the Cardinals were supposed to play in London this month against the Cubs. That series is obviously not happening. The Iowa game is set for August 13th. The MLB is supposed to release the official 2020 schedule next week. Also pay attention to some NFL news circulating today. We're getting word of multiple reports that the league will cut the exhibition season in half, with an official announcement expected today. The NFL is in the process of adjusting the preseason so each team will have one home game and one road game. The thought process is that the NFL players will need a longer time period to get into football shape and practice because the regular offseason workout schedules have been canceled due to the pandemic. Now, former Mizzou quarterback Chase Daniel responded to that news yesterday on Twitter, saying, quote, many more changes coming other than just that. The 2020 season will not be recognizable, that's for sure. Nothing certain announced, but Daniel has been around the league for 10 years, so something worth following and staying tuned for. Let's go back over to meteorologist Elisa Raffa, waking up to the clouds in Branson today, huh?
Yeah, we've got some clouds out there this morning. It's still pretty warm and humid with temperatures starting out in the 70s and dew points also starting out in the 70s. You've got some clouds across the Ozarks this morning. There are some showers trying to bubble up. They haven't really been that successful. Most of us are dry, just partly cloudy or mostly cloudy. It's 72 degrees in Springfield, 78 in Joplin, and 74 degrees in Monette. And it is pretty humid out there with that muggy meter still uncomfortable. Hot or not, definitely hot. You'll need to keep that AC cranking out there today because it will continue to be hot with highs in the lower 90s, feeling over 100. 91 degrees, feels like 101 at the pool with a couple of isolated storms. So heat advisory is in effect again today from 1 until 8 for Springfield and areas to the south and west where that heat index will climb over 100. Those isolated storms could be strong to severe to the south and west as well, just 1 or 2 strong storms possible. So isolated storms with temperatures in the 90s today, muggy 70s tonight, a healthier storm chance tomorrow, scattered showers and storms with highs in the 80s. It will be not as hot, I mean still hot with highs around 90 through the holiday weekend, but that heat index will take a back seat. It would be the most dangerous today with that heat index over 100. The heat index will be in the 90s through the holiday weekend. So the day for the healthiest storm chances will be Friday, sunshine with highs around 90 degrees Saturday and Sunday. Your fireworks forecast leaves you warm and muggy with temperatures in the 70s and 80s.
Still to come, what to watch for when the Bureau of Labor releases the June jobs report later today.
Plus, Amazon says it has been tracking COVID-19 cases at one of its warehouses. We have details after this break. Amazon says it has been tracking coronavirus case data at its warehouses. The company has refused for months to reveal that information. According to an internal memo, the company has been closely tracking the virus's spread inside at least one warehouse. Amazon previously compared infections to, quote, roughly a rate generally just under what the actual community infection rates are. But the memo shows the rate at a warehouse in Shakopee, Minnesota was notably higher than the surrounding community. The infection rate there was 1.7%, while 5 local counties around that area had lower rates.
The Bureau of Labor will release the June jobs report today. Now, it's expected to show another month of record job growth as more companies have reopened recently. Experts polled predict that 3 million jobs were added in June, moving the unemployment rate to 12.3%. Now, it was at 13.3% in May. But this jobs report could also be a factor in Congress's decision to pass out a second round of stimulus checks. Last week, the president suggested there was a, quote, very generous second round of economic relief payments to be announced soon, but lawmakers are reportedly divided on how to approach that.
Major automakers are reporting their biggest drop in sales since the 2009 recession. Today, several top automakers reported a more than 30% plunge in sales during the second quarter. Car companies have been forced to close dealerships for weeks because of the pandemic, but sales were also hurt by record job losses and limited spending money. Some credit analysts say it could take several years for the auto industry to recapture its pre-pandemic sales numbers.
Coca-Cola is shutting down the juice and smoothie brand Odwalla. The company says it worked to try to continue production, but consumer preferences are shifting away from smoothie drinks at the moment. Coca-Cola bought that company in 2001 for $181 million. Production will stop at the end of the month. Still to come for you, we have the top 3 things you need to know if you're just waking up.
That's right, including we'll have the latest on the number of COVID-19 cases. Plus, Elise is back with our holiday weekend forecast. Stay with us.
And now weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa, certified by Weather8 for the most accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
Good morning. If you're just waking up with us, another heat advisory is in effect today with some isolated storms. It'll still be hot through the holiday weekend, just not quite as hot. We're looking at some dry roads in Branson with some cloud cover and temperatures around 70 degrees. We're partly to mostly cloudy this morning with some storms trying to bubble up out there. They're not really doing a good job at doing that. Most of us are dry. It's 70 degrees and 72 in Springfield, 70 in Camden, and 69 degrees in Rolla. It's humid out there again with that muggy meter map showing some reds and oranges. So if you're waiting for a package, it for the most part will be dry. Storms would be isolated out there today. 91 degrees will feel like 101. That's why we've got another heat advisory in effect from 1 until 8 o'clock today. Details on this, plus a look at your holiday forecast coming up in a couple of minutes. Jen?
Thanks, Elisa. Making news locally, the Christian County Sheriff's Department has issued an endangered persons advisory for 13-year-old Alexis McNelly. She left her home after a disagreement with a family member and has not been contacted since. She's a white female with brown eyes and brown hair with glasses, and she was last seen wearing a dark t-shirt and navy blue basketball shorts. Anyone with any information should call the Christian County Sheriff's Office. Making news regionally, masks will be required in St. Louis starting tomorrow. All citizens are required to wear a face mask or covering at all times when indoors and also outside when social distancing is not possible. That requirement applies to everyone over the age of 9 years old. Making news nationally, health officials say bars are a big spreader of COVID-19. Texas closed bars last week as it continues to see a record number of new cases. In parts of California, bars and indoor dining are closed for the next 3 weeks. And in Tuscaloosa in Alabama, cases are up because students who have tested positive for COVID-19 are purposely being invited to parties to infect others. Tuscaloosa's city council recently passed a mask ordinance requiring face covering in public.
Also for you this morning, for a couple of weeks now, the president had demanded Seattle take back a section of the city occupied by groups protesting police brutality. After a number of violent incidents, including deadly shootings, Seattle's mayor ordered city police to take action and clear out the so-called autonomous zone. Protesters have now said they will set up camp somewhere else. President Trump said in an interview Wednesday masks are good and said he would absolutely wear one in a tight situation with people. He has come under some fire for that the day before, or for what he had said before. The day before, at a hearing on Capitol Hill, Tennessee Republican Senator Lamar Alexander urged the president to wear a mask at least some of the time. And around the world, a landslide at a jade mine in northern Myanmar has killed at least 100 people, with more feared to be dead. Deadly landslides and other accidents are common in poorly run areas there. A pile of mine waste collapsed into a lake, triggering a wave of mud and water that ended up burying those workers. Let's bring you to a market watch now this morning for you. Here's how things looked yesterday. The Nikkei closed up 24 points while the Dow finished down 77. The Nasdaq did gain 95 points. Stay with us. When we come back, Elisa has another look at your forecast. Plus, we're talking with Hy-Vee about some diet-friendly foods for the holiday weekend. During the break, don't forget to subscribe to the Color 10 Daybreak in 10 podcast.
And now weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa, certified by WeatherRate for the most accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
Good morning. We're starting out with a couple of clouds in Branson this morning. It's warm and humid, 70 degrees out there right now with dew points also over 70. We've got partly to mostly cloudy skies across the Ozarks this morning, with showers trying their best to bubble up, and they haven't really done a good job with that yet. You've got one tiny shower just to the north of Mountain Grove there. Springfield is dry. The rest of us are dry. You're just finding some of those clouds out there this morning. If these storms do bubble up, we'll have them push to the south and west. That's where you've got more juice to grow those storms, and that's where you could find a strong storm or two, a marginal severe risk there for damaging winds and large hail. But these storms would not be nearly as organized as they were yesterday. Yesterday we had that line of storms come in and actually bring us some relief from the heat. That does not look likely today. You're looking at the storms on a much more isolated basis, so the heat advisory is in effect again from 1 until 8 for Springfield and areas back to the south and west, where highs in the lower 90s will feel like 100 to 110 degrees. So wear lightweight and light colored clothes, drink lots of water, check on the kids, elderly, and pets, and make sure you never leave a child or a pet in the cars, because those cars get very hot very quickly. Look before you lock. Isolated storms out there today. Highs will be in the lower 90s, so very warm. We're muggy on the overnight tonight. Temperatures stuck in the 70s, and then we'll have a healthier storm chance tomorrow. Scattered showers and storms for your Thursday. Temperatures just a little bit cooler in the middle and upper 80s, still feeling pretty warm and muggy, because what's happening is that high pressure that's been prompting these heat advisories is going to swing back to the south and west. So the core of that most extreme heat is going to retreat. Now it will still be pretty hot here locally. 90 degrees doesn't really feel all that cool, but we're just not going to find the heat and humidity levels that will require the heat advisory, right? So a little bit hotter, more humid today. Highs around 90 through the holiday weekend. Average is 87 degrees. The most dangerous heat index will be today. It will be over 100. Then you're looking at that heat index in the middle 90s through the holiday weekend, which is, of course, still hot, still uncomfortable. You still need to drink lots of water, but it's not reaching that advisory criteria. For the 4th of July holiday weekend, we're looking at some showers and storms on Friday, sunshine on Saturday and Sunday with highs around 90 degrees. For those fireworks in the evening, you'll be dry and muggy, temperatures in the 70s and 80s. Warm and humid for those fireworks. So your holiday headlines include the healthiest storm chance on Friday. Your mostly sunny, hot and humid Saturday and Sunday. Some isolated storms could bubble on the heat and humidity of the day on Saturday and Sunday. Otherwise, your fireworks forecast will be dry, warm and muggy. 91 degrees today. Isolated storm is possible. Heat index will be over 100. 73 degrees overnight. Very warm and muggy. 89 degrees tomorrow. A couple of showers and storms will be possible. That would be the healthier storm chance in the 7-day. Sunshine through the holiday weekend and hot. Those highs will be around 90 degrees.
Amanda Allen, dietitian at Hy-Vee, is back here with us this morning. Amanda, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And today we're talking about red, white, and blue foods for 4th of July holiday coming up. Yeah, I know you have some ideas for us on foods that are red, white, and blue, literally the different colors.
Yes, absolutely. So when I think of holidays, I get so excited about what am I going to make? That's like I guess my biggest way of showing love to people is through food. So I get really excited about this. And holidays, it's fun to be festive and play with color. And not only is it festive, but getting a variety of color in our diet is really important to make sure we're getting all the nutrients we need.
All right.
So there's a lot of red, white, and blue options that you can include. Of course, we always think of strawberries and blueberries. I feel like always come straight to mind. So
yes,
berries are great to include and can be added in fruit salads or infused in any drinks. But there's also some ones that we forget about too. One thing that we have these smart potatoes, and it has blue indigo potatoes, red and white. So this is a pack that has red, white, and blue potatoes.
Wow, and it's already in one
bag for you. Yes.
That's perfect.
So you can use this and make like a pesto potato salad, roast these veggies up or throw them on the grill, and this is a great option.
It's so easy too. You just cut them up, just season them, and
And when people see blue potatoes, they're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, like where did you get those? Those are so cool."
Now, I have a question about the potatoes before we move on. Are the nutritious value of like a blue potato and a white potato, for example, is it different?
So they're all going to have good potassium and fiber content in them. They will vary a little bit when it comes to protein and antioxidants. So anytime you see a different color in a food item, it's going to have different types of antioxidants. So your blue items that we have today, those are going to have anthocyanins that are really good for memory and aging of the brain. Our red is going to have lycopene, which is wonderful for our skin, keeping our skin nice and plump and healthy, which is great.
That's good to know. Red is good for the skin.
Yes, and then whites are really good for like gut health. And bone health. So you want to make sure you get all of those. So good question.
All right. So not only is it fun to put that together, like you were saying, but you get all of these different nutrients on one plate.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. You have some taco shells too.
Yep, some blue corn taco shells. Blue corn, like tortillas and taco shells or tortilla chips, are going to be higher in protein. So you could do these and make red, white, and blue chicken tacos. Have your chicken and then pico de gallo and then the blue shells, or even red bell peppers on top.
Yeah, I love that, blue shells. And I feel like this is also appealing to the kids because they see a colorful plate. And blue tacos, who wouldn't want to eat tacos in the first place? And then they're blue.
Yes,
I love that idea.
it.
And then also drinks, you can also do the same with drinks, different color, different flavors.
Yes, Bai has a blueberry, we have a dragon fruit, we have a pineapple, a coconut one. So you have these colors here, and you can, like I said, infuse it with different fruits and stuff too, if you like.
I love coconut. All right, great ideas, and you have some more recipe ideas on your website, Hy-Vee.com.
Yep, Hy-Vee.com, or contact me in the store, or my email is AmandaAllen@Hy-Vee.com.
All right, great, Amanda. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And happy 4th of July, everyone. We'll be right back with more right here on Daybreak.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for Daybreak in 10 on Color 10.
We're on the air with you commercial free for the next 10 minutes, beginning right now. And we like to start by checking with our forecast, by checking in with meteorologist Elisa Raffa on what we can expect for today and the holiday weekend. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning. We are starting out with some clouds and very warm and humid. It's 70 degrees in Branson with some mostly cloudy skies and dew points over 70. Showers are trying to bubble up this morning. They're not really doing a good job. For the most part, we're dry. We just have some clouds out there. It's 72 degrees in Springfield, 70 in Camdenton, and 75 degrees in Monette. It's very humid like it's been with that muggy meter showing some reds on the map. If you want some ice cream out there today, it is going to melt. 91 degrees will feel like 101. It will be hot and humid, so eat your ice cream quick as you fire up the grill. We'll have some isolated storms possible, and then things stay very warm and muggy through the evening hours. Now, with the real feels being over 100 degrees, another heat advisory is in effect today from 1 until 8 for Springfield and areas back to the south and west where that heat index will climb over 100. With that storm chance today, you could have 1 or 2 strong storms to the south and west as well. That's where we've got a marginal risk for some damaging winds and large hail. So an isolated storm threat out there today, not as organized as yesterday. The heat will crank with highs in the lower 90s. Muggy 70s tonight. Tomorrow, a healthier storm chance, some scattered showers and storms with temperatures in the middle and upper 80s. So not as hot, still hot and muggy, but not as hot. Will be below the heat advisory criteria through the holiday weekend, with the most dangerous day for the heat index today. With that heat index over 100, you'll find that heat index in the 90s as you head through the holiday weekend, so still pretty warm. You'll need to drink lots of water, but below the advisory criteria. A couple of showers and storms on Friday as you kick off your holiday weekend. Sunshine on the 4th of July with that high around 90 degrees. For that fireworks forecast, it's going to stay warm and muggy. You're looking at some partly to mostly cloudy skies with temperatures in the 70s and 80s, staying very warm and muggy. So your holiday headlines, the healthiest storm chance is going to be Friday. Your hot and humid Saturday and Sunday, maybe a storm or two, but most of us dry. Your fireworks stay dry, warm, and muggy. Joe, Jen.
The Christian County Sheriff's Department still has an endangered persons advisory issued for 13-year-old Alexis McNelly. She left her home after an argument with a family member and hasn't been heard from since. She's a white female with brown eyes and glasses and brown hair. She was last seen wearing a dark T-shirt and navy blue basketball shorts. If you have any information about this, you should call the Christian County Sheriff's Office.
A person is in serious condition after being hit by a boat at the Lake of the Ozarks. The incident report shows 41-year-old John Decker was kneeboarding near the 89-mile marker when he fell off the board and was floating in the water. That's when a boat hit Decker while trying to avoid a collision with the boat that was pulling him. He was life-flighted to a Columbia hospital.
Governor Mike Parson has signed a bill to make it tougher to win punitive damages lawsuits. It's meant to help protect businesses now. The law tightens up the definition of punitive damages, meaning plaintiffs will have to prove the company knowingly engaged in any type of unsafe conduct that resulted in damage. Parson believes this will have a good effect on business growth, and local attorney Steve Garner explains things will be more challenging for those filing lawsuits.
Where there's not so many frivolous lawsuits all the time. And just the cost of fighting those lawsuits every time is a big deal to the businesses around the state of Missouri. Because every new business that wants to come to your state is going to find out what that legal climate's like in your state.
Now you've got to prove almost an intent element in order to submit, which intent is very hard to prove directly. So it does make it harder for bad conduct to be deterred.
This also requires plaintiffs to have clear proof that they sustained damage from a product if they sue for damages caused by merchandise.
News from around the region. The city of Bentonville is taking its claim to fame as mountain biking capital of the world. The city has 130 miles of biking trails connected to its downtown area, with access to more than 250 miles of trails connected to Arkansas's Ozark Trail system. The Greater Bentonville Area Chamber of Commerce says the city's trail system is connecting to more than beautiful views. It's a connection for people.
This gives everyone in Bentonville the chance to connect, to enjoy the outdoors, but then it gives mountain bike tourists, which is a huge part of our economy, another reason and a continued reason to know, hey, we have got to get to the mountain bike capital of the world this year.
The chamber says it's redefining rush hour for those in Northwest Arkansas as people are using bike trails rather than the highway to get to the office.
A citywide ban of styrofoam is in effect in Fayetteville, Arkansas now. The city passed the ordinance last November, which includes an order to not use things like plates, cups, bowls, and other products. The ordinance was set to go into effect in May. The but that was extended to give relief to restaurants during the pandemic. Now those same restaurants and businesses must follow the new law.
Some places are going to have to change their pricing to make up the difference on that cost. It doesn't sound like much, but over a period of time, it will definitely affect sales and profit.
City leaders passed it with their reasoning, saying that the change will help improve the environment.
Training at Fort Chaffee in Arkansas for thousands of Army National Guard soldiers is canceled. The training would have brought 4,300 troops together. Initially, the National Guard said they would test soldiers before they left training, but yesterday they said a federal law blocked them from getting the tests paid for.
We gained new knowledge as we were trying to buy the kits. That's where we ran up against the constraint. Figured out it was going to be a major problem for us and began planning the what next.
Instead of the training now, instead of coming to Arkansas, troops will either do virtual drills or drills at their home armories.
In some news from around the world, 300,000 people have been ordered to stay home in the Australian state of Victoria, where coronavirus cases have risen by double digits for 17 straight days. Victoria's health department says there are currently 415 active cases in the state, with 20 people in the hospital. Testing is continuing there too, with more than 26,000 done just yesterday.
New this morning, two friends say they've created a way to help families de-stress during these current times. Nigel McDonald met with them over Zoom and joins us live now to explain exactly what they're doing. Good morning, Nigel.
Well, good morning, Jen. Creatives Mike Farrell and Jacob Horn are co-authors of a new children's book called Lily and Timmy's Super Awesome Incredible COVID-19 B-Day. Now, Farrell and Horn say the idea came after having too much time on their hands during quarantine. The book actually started out as a joke between the two about a couple of kids who wanted to go to Disneyland but couldn't go because of the outbreak. Now, initially, the story was only going to be for their family and friends. However, they say they realized how helpful something like this could be for all families with children, especially since most kids are dealing with having their daily routines interrupted and might not understand why.
Moms can really relate to this book because they've been telling us, listen, we've got kids at home that we were supposed to do some event outside somewhere and we couldn't go. And these moms are telling us, or dads are telling us that they had to come up with a creative way to save the day as well. And that is really what our book is about. It's about a mom that saves the day.
Well, the book is available on Amazon, and for more information about it and Farrell and Horn, you can visit our website at ozarksfirst.com.
We want to let you know that the Springfield Greene County Health Department will be holding a press briefing later on today, happening at 10 o'clock. It will address the next steps in the city's Road to Recovery plan. We'll be carrying this for you on air and online, so you have multiple ways to view.